Do 16 is located on the posterior midline at the base of the occiput. To find the base of the occiput, palpate down to about 1 cun superior to the posterior hairline. If you rock the head backwards and forwards very gently, you should be able to feel the cleft between the base of the occiput and the spine. Make sure you mark this point directly on the posterior midline. Do 20 is located in relation to the midpoint between the glabella and the occiput. Place the heel of your palm on the glabella and the occiput. Fold your fingers around the skull to find the midpoint. Do 20 is located 1 cun posterior to that midpoint. It typically lies in a nice dip. There are several other nice dips slightly further back, which are other dew points, so don't be tempted to go further back than 1 cun posterior to that midpoint. Extra point supreme yang is located 1/2 cun posterior to the midpoint of a line joining the outer canthus and the lateral extremity of the eyebrow. Make an imaginary line, come halfway, move back 1/2 cun until you're into this fleshy area which is lateral to the lateral orbital margin. To locate gallbladder 20, palpate up the groove in between the sternocleidomastoid and trapezius muscles. As you get to the base of the occiput, you will find a nice depression. Gallbladder 20 is in the centre of that depression. Bladder 10 is located 1.3 cun lateral to do 15. It's 4.5 cun from do 15 to the mastoid process. So divide this area into 3 and just come a little closer to the posterior midline. You'll be on the lateral edge of the trapezius muscle.
Sanjiao 4, which is on the dorsum of the wrist, in between 2 tendons, extensor digitorum communis and extensor digiti minimi. I'm popping my point in.
Sanjiao points on the forearm are best located with the arm laying flat on the bed and the elbow turned outwards. To find Sanjiao 5, come 2 cun proximal to Sanjiao 4, in between the radius and the ulna. You should be on the radial side of the tendon of extensor digitorum communis. If the person wiggles their fingers, this tendon will come into relief. Gallbladder 34 is located in the depression which is anterior and inferior to the head of the fibula. To locate the head of the fibula, find the tibial tuberosity and move laterally until you find a prominent bony landmark. Be sure that you don't confuse the head of the fibula with the lateral condyle of the tibia, which is closer to the kneecap. Stomach 36 is located approximately 13 cun superior to the prominence of the lateral malleolus on the anterior border of tibialis anterior. The easiest way to find it is to palpate down the tibial tuberosity. Find the base of the tibial tuberosity and move slightly laterally until you fall into a nice dip on the anterior border of tibialis anterior. This point is also 3 sun inferior to the inferior border of the patella.